What happens when your GM only speaks in pop culture? Let me describe the situation. This happened a few years ago. My wife and I were looking for a group to play Pathfinder with, and a coworker of mine mentioned that a guy he knew was a seasoned GM and wanted to also start a campaign. We all got together over drinks and hit it off pretty well. But sadly, we were unprepared for what was in store for us at the hands of this GM. Before our first session, he asked the three of us players to fill out 2 character sheets, one at level 1 and one at level 5. Okay, this could be interesting. I roll a tiefling alchemist, my wife a human rogue, and my coworker a half-elf bard. We show up, set up the table, dice in hands, as we await our storyteller to take us to another world. You are all members of the Uchiha Ninja Clan. What? We all ask. Not informed of this at all, we start scrambling to wrap our character concepts to the ninja mold. But okay, whatever, that's just for the story, right?
Today is your final day of training. You 3 and your fellow student Aladdin.
Aladdin? A similar refrain would persist through this entire adventure.
Oh yeah, that Aladdin. You 4 are stripped of all your gear and must now fight in hand-to-hand combat in a free-for-all until only one of you is standing to fulfill your training.
None of us have any unarmed combat ability. As an alchemist without any bombs or mutagens, I was completely defenseless, but rolled my eyes and hoped this would be for something. We roll initiative, and immediately things fall apart. The bard summons a snake to fight alongside him. My wife grapples the snake and then beats the bard unconscious with it, while Aladdin kicks my butt, then takes out my wife, who was worn down by her fight. There does not seem to be any actual benefit to anybody winning, as he just glosses over that, and Aladdin is never heard from again. Then he moves on to our graduation ceremony, and we are taken by our trainer, Wolverine, out to a private island to party and celebrate. And yes, it was that Wolverine. The next morning, as we all head back to base with our hangovers, we discover our entire ninja clan has been slaughtered. Doing some investigating, we figure out that it was a rival clan of vampire ninjas called the Hand. Some reference I probably still haven't gotten. I like to think this was the one original thing he made for the campaign though. And now our quest is to avenge the clan we literally have no connection or investment in whatsoever. We, as players, sigh in relief that the unwelcome ninja labels can be ignored, at least for now. But things became even more cringe-inducing. Wolverine, our dear clawed teacher, says,
You 3 aren't ready yet. You better get better. We gotta go into the Matrix.
I kid you not. This grown man just had Wolverine plug us all into the Matrix to have our skills upgraded. This was when we swapped to our level 5 sheets, after not actually getting to play as level 1 characters. I should also mention that every time he dropped some facepalm inducing cringe story development like this, he would sit back and nod slowly with his knowing grin like he was just thinking,
Aw yeah, that is the coolest thing ever and I just blew your minds.
Every single time. So we exit the Matrix and are dropped off in the middle of nowhere with instructions to head to a nearby catfolk village and seek out Garfield for guidance on where to go next in our quest for vengeance, as Wolverine has his own investigating to do. We have no other options, so we follow the Orange Cat's advice and seek out a bar where uncomfortably Jewish stereotype sounding businessmen are having a meeting with a member of the Hand. We arrive just in time for the Hand member, who is revealed to be Bruce Wayne, to make the businessmen an offer they can't refuse: become vampires and join them or die. And we are turned to save them. Roll initiative. Bruce Wayne turns into Batman and begins casting lightning bolts at everyone from the back of the room. Yes, he made Batman a spellcaster. And did that little nod of his again. I just said, whatever, and proceeded to throw bombs at the entire other side of the room, taking out Batman and half the dudes we were supposed to save. Next, we got our next destination from the survivors, who apparently knew that the Hand might be involved and where to find the next higher up. This was about 3 sessions in, and we had enough. The GM was not only clearly just throwing everything he thought was cool from movies and comics he liked with no effort at all. I mean, come on, lightning bolt throwing Batman? But completely unable to read the room or consider what characters we were using. He would single out our characters to gift weapons and gear we were not proficient in, or didn't fit our character concepts. Railroaded us on the most generic revenge quest ever, and overall seemed to have no idea what he was doing. He had never heard of the Alchemist class before, and never bothered to read about it to see what it did, and kept trying to get me to look for reagents, otherwise I couldn't make any of my class features work. It was just frustrating for the 3 of us, especially my wife, who repeatedly caught him creepily staring at her body. So we stopped showing up to our sessions and just let the DM go. The copy and paste character inserts he threw in could have been funny or entertaining with the right GM in control, but this wasn't the guy, and it was just an awfully cringe-inducing experience overall. I will never forget that stupid nodding grin he made every time he dropped some new, annoying plot point, and I wish I could. So yeah, this guy fanfictions. I kinda feel bad because this guy is a seasoned GM, meaning others had to deal with this. But I do not know why OP stayed for 3 sessions though. They must have not heard of the "fool me once" quote. You are spending your free time, so you better make sure it's worth it. What do you all think about this situation?